What's up, douches? I'm gonna try to make this be like one of the last ones I do about this stupid K-pop bullshit because I just want to like explain something and all that bullshit. Okay. Now, first off, when I said like I bought some of their admins, I didn't really mean. Ow, fuck! Oh, we'll go into that in a second. I'm not sure if you heard that pop. My elbow just popped in the good way. So, I didn't really buy out any of her admins. What it is I shouldn't say this, but you know how like they use those shitty portals to like sell each other their likes and tweetsies and all that bullshits? Allegedly, one of those portals had a vulnerability and they changed all their bullshit, so whatever the fuck. But one of the last things before that shit happened, like Tiffany was apparently freaking out and all this bullshit because she's like, I've already explained it to him. You didn't explain shit to me. You had some fucking poser douchey loser, or you're pretending to be a poser douchey loser, tell me that you got robbed after you got my shit robbed, and you didn't tell me this when it happened. You waited like 7 months after it happened to tell me that shit. After I got the feds involved, because you're a cunt. All right. Ow. Other thing. Okay, you don't understand how cunty she is. Okay, I told her repeatedly, repeatedly, repeatedly the reason why I prefer to do video chats as opposed to texting all day long is because of the injuries I have on my fists and my hands. Specifically, like my finger almost getting cut off, the fucking, I don't want to get into it on this one, but this one specifically has something. I'm not sure if you can see it right there on that middle knuckle. That is what they call right there. You see how it's all like white and poofy and whatnot, and like the other one is like super poofy. Apparently, I would punch wrong, and that's called a sunken knuckle. When this becomes like super big, and this becomes super big, and this one gets overshadowed, and it hurts like a motherfucker. And essentially, you have to just like force your fist down and punch correctly. And see how like all my knuckles but that one are like trained up, but that fucking middle one is weak as shit. And it's kind of hard to like, ah, you can kind of something, see what I mean? Fuck. So you have to like train that one up a little bit. Anyways, that hurts like a motherfucker. All right. So like every time you hear like my hands pop or whatever, and I don't mean to, like, I'm not sure you can hear all that. I'm not sure you can hear all that shit, but all right. That's like basically like recovering from like all kinds of shit I don't want to get into. And like this one isn't like any like surgery bullshit. This is just like straight old fashioned like beating the shit out of people back in the day and whatnot. Again, another thing, dude, my knees are fucked up because like I got in those shitty street fights with those shitty biker bars and whatnot. And what happens when you do wrestling on the concrete? You fuck up, like you still lose because you fuck up yourself and all that bullshit. There was glass in the concrete too. I still have those gashes on my fucking knees, so they're popping all the time. Anyway, long and the fucking short, I told this dumb bitch shit. I told her that shit. Okay? I don't give a fuck whether you want to believe it or not. The fact that I have scars on my fingers and on my knees and all that bullshit, there's some kind of damage there. So she should understand that bullshit. She doesn't give a fuck about anything but herself and her fucking shows. So because it's easier for Tiffany to get her hair blown out and all that bullshit and just keep on texting, she just does that bullshit. The whole reason why I put her on blast, I'm not gonna put her thigh in the bathtub thing up on Instagram again. I could, I should, but I'm not. Because again, like another way you can tell she's never been in a relationship before, a real one, saying you dated Nick Chun and all that bullshit isn't the same as actually being in a relationship. That's like a prolonged publicity stunt. All right. Anyways, but like this bitch has never been in a real relationship. You can totally like someone and all that bullshit and still just be fed up with them. Like I'm fed up with this bitch. Like she's just gotten on my goddamn last nerve because it's been a year and she's still prancing around doing bullshit. Why the fuck did you bother me for? Why the fuck did you bother me? Thank you for being a fan. Leave me the fuck alone, you stupid cunt. Anyways. Oh, now my wrist is popping. She doesn't have the common courtesy to just do a fucking Zoom call and not have me fucking text you all day long. She wants to waste my time. She just wants to waste time. She wants to make sure that I progress as little as possible because she's nowhere near as famous as she thinks she is and nowhere near as successful as she wants you to believe she is. All right? And when I try to help her become more successful, she gets mad at me, runs around, tries to steal my ideas, and puts them out there stupidly with posers and bullshit like that. Don't give a fuck. Her day is filled with doing all kinds of stupid bullshit and whatnot. My day is literally filled with me like doing computer shit, pacing back and forth, and trying to like get my fists back to where I can like, oh yeah, and then my knees and shit. It's almost there. Like I'm gonna give it a test run. I want to go run the horse trail again tomorrow, and all that bullshit. Feeling frosty, see how it goes. But this dumb bullshit, we're not on the same. We've never been on the same page ever. If we were on the same page, she wouldn't have talked to those douchey losers who are the biggest sellouts on the planet at Night for Freedom. All she wants to do is be a social media sellout whore. All she wants to do is get likes and tweets, even though it pays less than a cent. It's just a waste of time. It's a waste of time. She is a waste of time. So I'm going to go back to doing all the shit that I did before, and it's just nothing to do with Tiffany. Like, I mean, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? She is just retarded. I forgot what the original point that I was going to make was. I think it was going to be something about like, look, all of this shit could have been avoided if she would have just been less cunty. She does this shit on purpose. She goes out of her way to be extra cunty because she's stalling for something, and I don't particularly give a fuck to find out anymore. I don't give a fuck. She doesn't want a relationship. She wants simps. She wants losers. She wants people she can mooch off of. All right? Go whore around studios for less than a fourth of a cent. And you know it's not even like a full fourth of less than a cent. Because they're bitching about, well, you know, like I have more followers than you, so I should get a fifth of a cent, and you should get a fourth of a cent, and he should get a seventh of a cent, and all that bullshit. That's what they're so petty. Stupid. It's just stupid. So, but yeah, what do you want me to tell you? She bleached her skin. She got all those nose jobs and whatnot. I'm glad it's successful for you to what you think it is. I'm glad you're still being pimped around Korea. What the fuck? Seriously, why are you still stalking me on Tinder? I didn't give a shit about your friend. I had already written your stupid friends off, and then you slid in my DMs and had to tell me that they're your stupid friends. Why the fuck are you doing all this stupid bullshit? Why are you so psychotic? Why can't you just say, hi, I'm Stephanie and all that bullshit? Because you signed some fucking slave contract and you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to have a normal fucking life. So why did you interrupt mine? There's no one over here. I'm not doing anything with anyone. I swear to God, all I'm doing is I'm going to fucking get this AI shit going with my Forex. I'm gonna make a fuck ton of money, and then I'm gonna do everything else that look. This is also some other bullshit. People are like, wow, you're getting into shape and all that bullshit. Yeah, I know. I told this dumb bitch last year I was building. It's easier to build muscle mass when you have like a whole bunch of like, lack of a better term, fat, because you just eat and just lift. I told her around March of this year I was going through hypertrophy. I was switching it up to like start cutting. I wanted to build as much muscle as possible and then keep it for when I start cutting during the summertime. Because I've done this shit before. Because the whole time was I wanted to start putting myself out there when I was 40 years old. Test, test, test. When I was 40 years old. I was building up wealth and all that bullshit so I could retire early. That stupid whore fucking ruined that. But I'm still going to, whatever. I'm just adjusting. Maybe I'll retire at 42 now. Stupid fucking whore. But no, I don't need this bitch's stupid anything. And she thinks she's like helping me out. She's like, oh, you just stand more. Well, you don't remember the video I made where I said standing will burn around 600 to 800 calories a day. Then that means she doesn't remember the video where I said for a while I was so injured I was lying down because of back. I should actually be sitting like this. Back injuries, knee injuries, shit like that. Shit I've told her but she doesn't give a fuck about because it doesn't involve her singing and dancing and prancing on stage or getting passed around with posers at studios because she's a stupid fucking whore. There's a look. I don't have to say that. Normally I end up with nurses. Like I bang models, but I normally end up dating nurses or shit like that. This is probably why. Like they're just useful to me. This is why Laguna passed on that singing bitch who wrote Eyes on Me about him and then banged the other bitch and had a kid with her and went out and did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. This is why. Because she's a fucking crazy whore. That's why.